Good morning, everybody. It's a great pleasure to participate, although in remote mode, to this important event organized by the Global Foundation. I would like to thank Steve Howard and all the other members of the Global Foundation for their effort, successful effort, in pushing ahead the agenda of sustainable development in a wide sense. The work done by the Global Foundation and the experts who contributed to the development of the Assisi Accord was really remarkable. And now it's time to implement it. The Assisi Accord gets really very important messages and sends very important messages to the private sector, to the finance sector, to the public sector, and also to the civil society organizations. As you may know, because some of you know me, I went through this kind of different groups of actors, especially on the civil society, and now as Minister for Sustainable Infrastructures and Mobility. I wanted to change the name of the ministry, putting sustainable at the core of both infrastructures and mobility. In Italy, we had the opportunity to invest a huge amount of money thanks to the Next Generation EU fund. Only for our ministry, 61 billion euros. But we have put on top of the 61 billion euros more than 50 billion euros of national funds. So it was an incredible opportunity to change the way in which the government, the ministry, and also the economic agents and public administrations have to think about infrastructures for sustainable development and mobility systems for sustainable development. We changed our constitution, injecting in the principles of the Italian constitutions the concept of intergenerational equity, the obligation to respect environment, the quality of ecosystems, but also we changed Article 41, which is about the freedom of economic activities, which anyway cannot be implemented in contrast against environment and health. It's a very important change. It's the first time ever since its promulgation that we have changed the Italian constitution as far as the basic principles are concerned. But changing the principles is not enough, because we need then to change laws, regulations, and behaviors. We tried to change exactly legislation, but also the rules for having contracts between the public administration and the private sector. Now, a sustainability report has to be published, presented by anyone who runs for public tenders, in order to show how that particular project can contribute to the economic development, but of course respecting people and respecting environment. The Assisi Accord is really a step forward to try to call everybody to contribute to this paradigm shift that we need urgently, that we need to be implemented by all different agents. I recognize a lot of speakers who are really committed to this effort, and I welcome also the important results that will be described today on the finance sector, for example, by Steve Waygood, but also by other experts. In these 18 months of the Draghi's government, we tried really to change the course of the direction of our country, also from a sustainability point of view. For example, the directive of the Prime Minister to the Interministerial Committee on Economic Planning and Sustainable Development, the name was changed 2 years ago, obliged all the administrations that have to present projects to the Interministerial Committee on new infrastructures, new big projects, to test them against the 17 Sustainable Development Goals of the 2030 Agenda. It's a big change. Our ministry was at the forefront to demonstrate that this was feasible, how this could be done, but you can understand that this is really a game changer on the way in which Italy will design its future public investments. This is just to say that we must be, at least try to be brave, as the Global Foundation teaches us, but also that we can learn a lot from each other in order to speed up the change towards a fully sustainable development for our countries, for the entire world. Thank you again, and I wish you a very successful event.